All right, guys, we're back again. This time we're doing just hang out, chit chat about whatever. We spent some time this evening. We were going to celebrate Pokemon Day with some Pokemon Y, but due to technical difficulties with the software, we couldn't get it done. It kept causing trouble. And then, so we decided, in honor of the fact that Bravely Default 2 just got released yesterday, we decided, the hell with it. Let's just go in and, you know, let's go in and play some Bravely Default like the original. So we just finished up with that. We finished up with the introductory chapter. Now we're in the actual chapter 1 called Sit and Stay Are Tricks for Dogs. And I felt that was a good stopping point, at least for tonight. I'll probably go back in there in a little bit now that the 3DS is sleeping and see if I can get... yeah, I know. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Been kind of a long week. We're changing things up at work, so I'm no longer working from home. I mentioned before all the stuff that you might have originally seen over here. You might have seen my desk phone and everything. That's now back at the shop. So I've got all this area over here now that's open, but it won't be empty for long because I've got some more stuff coming in to improve the stream, including a microphone swing arm. I can just go and have the microphone hanging in front of me instead of sitting right here on the desk. All the more reason I wanted to make sure I had this. This is an adapter for my current microphone that allows me to connect it to a swing arm. And it comes with a pop filter too, so you should have a decent pop filter, and that should help things out quite a bit. Instead of a crappy makeshift one that I tried to make with some sewing tools. It's an actual pop filter. So I'm also getting some more lighting so that hopefully the next time I stream, hopefully next weekend, things will be a bit better. You'll be able to see me better, and we'll hopefully have better guarantee that every time you watch all of this, this camera, it'll always be 1080p, 60 frames a second. And then last but not least, as an addition to my desktop, I bought a USB 3.0 PCI Express card, so I've got more USB ports. I felt that was probably a necessity at some point.
They couldn't get any other way.
This one's called the No Pants Dance. Okie dokie. That's an interesting title for a song. Oh, let's see. So recently, now you guys are, those of you who've watched my streams before know that I've taken part in a contest called Now Voice This. It's had at least 7 iterations, and I've participated in 6 of them. It's hosted by voice actor Chuck Huber, otherwise known as Android 17 from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. Also the voice of Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon of the Darkness Flame. You know, him. And that was my attempt at trying to do some of his voices. But he now has a Now Voice This Discord that I've joined, and oh goodness, I'm just kind of scrolling through one of the channels on there where it's like, hey, introduce yourself. Up to present, please. Thank you. So give me a second. I'm actually going to introduce myself on there real quick. So, we literally just heard this song. Why did it play again? Silly flipping pretzel rocks. Alright. Sorry, I'm still writing this intro.
Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Okay, we're gonna change this because I keep hearing repeats.
Summertime, promoters get sleazy. Summertime, corporate bands get greedy. When they play arena shows with
Alright. Alright, let's see, what else do I have?
Now make some noise, you know. Sublime with Rome, it's not the same thing as sublime. Should have stayed home, or at least been charged one third the price. It's not the same. Seemed like a good idea at the time, you know. It's not the same. Down to only one original guy. I see the smiles from the stage, sitting up in the back row. Rome was born in '88, so now I'm feeling hella old. The Dalmatians might seem painted on this band. I've always meant to see Libation Santeria on my adolescent memories. Like the Misfits, or Guns N' Roses, or Black Flag. It's not the same. Posthumously half reunited bands are so disappointing. Sublime with Rome is not the same thing as sublime. Sex Pistols doesn't change. It can't be that they can't retire. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Alright, 1 second. Almost done.
Well, at least their tour t-shirts are reasonably priced. Summertime, the promoters get sleazy. Summertime, corporate bands get greedy. When they play arena shows with $7 bottled waters, a whole week's paycheck to take your son or daughter. Dead Kennedys bought a ticket to see Jello, but he wasn't there, and I was like, hello. Kill, kill, kill the poor punk rock anthem. I went to see Sublime, and I was like, damn, son. Sublime with Rome, it's not the same thing as Sublime. Sublime with Rome was depressing and
Give me a second here. I've got to find something on YouTube here.
I paid $50 to go and see the Woo, but ODB's son kept missing all the cues. Was Raekwon's mic kept going in and out. When did ripping off the fans become what music was about? A Nirvana reunion, they never would do it because the band was current and everyone knew it. When MCA died, yo, the Beastie Boys said that's it, we're done. Now make some noise, you know. Sublime with Rome, it's not the same thing as Sublime. Should have stayed home, or at least been charged one third. It's not the same. Seemed like a good idea at the time, you know. It's not the same. Down to only one original guy. I see the smiles from the stage, sitting up in the back row. Rome was born in '88, so now I'm feeling hella old. The Dalmatians spot seem painted on this band. I've always meant to see Libation Santeria on my adolescent memories. Like the Misfits,
I'm trying to find it, and
or Guns N' Roses.
I'm not seeing it.
Posthumously half
I
reunited.
see stuff about actual coagulation. Ugh. Welcome to coag.
Well, at least their tour t-shirts are reasonably priced.
Is that literally the only song that I can do? Oh my goodness gracious. That's crazy. I'm gonna try to do alternative rock. But no guarantees. Oi oi oi. Well, this stinks. I can't find. So, one of the things I'm mentioning in here is I've actually done voice work before, voice acting before. Friend of mine from my childhood, a younger friend named Rob, he wanted to do his own version of Halo, or the iconic Halo series, Red versus Blue. And he basically called it Welcome to Coag. And I'm searching on YouTube for this, and welcome to Flag. I am not finding it. This is ridiculous. Well, my bride is mermaid. Well, at the very least, I can provide the yeah. All right. There we go. We'll see if see how people like that one. But I was kind of disappointed because I was sure I was going to be able to find it, but I guess Welcome to Coag is no more, and that makes me sad. Granted, it wasn't a very large role. Essentially, the only episode I was in was towards the end. They didn't make very many episodes. It was a project that kind of fell out, but there was an episode they were on a dam, like a winter weather map or something, and at the end they're in a warthog, and you hear my voice coming through a speaker in the warthog, saying, report back to base. No, that was it. I was basically a commander checking in on his troops and such. I was telling them to report back to base, but still, that's friggin' disappointing. I really wish it was still there. Would have loved to have gone back and watched it again. We're gonna go ag. We're gonna go ag. I'm giggling about something. Oh. Graphic Park. But yeah, so I had almost forgotten about the fact that I was in that little project that my friend Rob did years and years and years ago called Welcome to Coag, and I was hoping it was still out there on YouTube, but I've done a decent search there for a few minutes, and it's just not there anymore. He did have it on on YouTube somewhere. Maybe I can filter it. No. I don't know, maybe it is still there, and if I scroll enough, maybe I'll find it. I wish I knew what the YouTube channel name was. 'Cause if I could find it, I could freaking play it for you guys. It was just so great. I think there were only like maybe 4 or 5 episodes done in total, but this was like years ago, so something tells me I'm probably not going to find it. I am disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Oh well. That's alright, I guess. No biggie. I gave them links to my Twitch and my and that episode I did of My Bride is Abridged. My Bride is a Mermaid Abridged, episode 1, The Proposal. That so the story behind My Bride is a Mermaid Abridged is that a few years ago, Team 4-Star decided, hey, you guys are always telling us you should abridge this series, you should abridge that series, and so on. And they're just like, you know what? No, we want to see you try to abridge that. So they're like, we're going to do this contest. I think they called it like Teba. Yeah. Yep. Teba entry. TIBA. I just can't remember what the hell Teba stood for. But I mean, granted, I wasn't very good at voice acting. You know, it was my first big role as a voice actor, even though it was one I basically gave myself. My friends and I, we basically decided one day, hey, let's enter the contest. Let's see what we can do. And we decided to come up with this concept because My Bride is a Mermaid was a decent series, and I enjoyed watching it. The original English voice actors for the normal series include some of the same people you hear in like Fairy Tale, which we were big on. Nagasumi Michishio was voiced by Todd Haberkorn, aka Natsu from Fairy Tale. One of the other characters that's introduced later on in the series, Lunar Edamaye, was voiced by Jeremy Lay, who is also Lucy. Alexis Tipton is the main female character in it, and she's also in Fairy Tale as the cat, or the girl that's crazy about cats. I can't remember her name. Used to be friends with Urza, all the and shit. But she's in there. Crud. I'm trying to remember who else, but I am blanking. But there's all kinds of good ones in there, and so we tried our hand at it, and the rules of the Teba contest were essentially they were simple. You needed to make it at least 10 minutes long. You needed, and the big thing to get past round one is they said your goal for the first 30 is within the first 30 seconds. You need to be able to make us laugh. And if I recall properly, so the original story of My Bride is a Mermaid is this kid, Nagasumi Michishio, is on vacation with his parents at the Seto Inland Seas, the islands out there, because that's apparently where his father had grown up. They were out visiting his grandmother. And they get there, and the day after they get there, they decide, hey, we're going to go out and swim at the beach. But Nagasumi basically Nagasumi essentially Nagasumi essentially fails to tell his own father, I don't know how to swim. And so his father, when they go out to swim at the beach, basically throws him. Well, you don't actually see this happen, but his father just basically off screen throws him in and says, here, have fun. Psh. And since Nagasumi can't swim, of course, without his father realizing it, Nagasumi starts to drown. And right as he's about to pass out and drown, he sees what he thinks is a mermaid. He wakes up all of a sudden later on the beach, having apparently been saved by some mysterious individual or force. And he thinks it was a mermaid who saved him. When he starts explaining it to his grandmother and his parents as to what's going on, the grandmother basically says, I hope that's not true, because around here, because she knew, you could tell she knew something about mermaids. And then this girl, Sun Seto, shows up and says, okay, we have a problem. The next thing you know, she's accompanied by like these Yakuza-like guys. And Nagasumi and his parents are all taken to a cliff, tossed in, and told, you're going, and they're tossed into the ocean. And in doing so, before you know it, they realize, wait a minute, there's a house underneath the ocean. It's Sun's house. As it turns out, she's a mermaid. And her father is a mermaid Yakuza boss. And apparently they have rules that state that humans are not allowed to see a mermaid's real form. Because apparently in this series, mermaids have the ability to go on land and have legs. And when they're old enough and can train themselves, they can, once they're wet, they can their legs can turn into, the mermaid fins and such. And when they're younger, they don't have any control over that, so they basically, the moment they get wet with water, uh, their legs just immediately go, boom, mermaid tail. Um, so they explain that there's normally two options to resolve the issue. Either one, the human has to die. Two, the mermaid who, or two, the mermaid who allowed themselves to be seen must die. And the son's father, being the Yakuza guy he is, immediately tries to say, okay, there's only one logical choice between those. I have to kill the human. I have to kill this kid and his parents because they know our secret, So in a fit of comedy, the guy tries to kill the kid and everything, and her mom, who's much more level-headed, son's mom says, well, wait, there's actually one other option. You could marry my daughter, and as long as you're married into our family, it's okay for you to know. So he essentially, so the kid, of course, goes, okay, I'll do it. I'll marry your daughter. And the whole series is about them, getting to know each other. And she winds up moving in with him back on the mainland. And her family, as well as as the people in her father's Yakuza, mermaid Yakuza group, all seem to follow her and basically stalk the hell out of poor Nagasumi and try to convince him to just say screw it and die, as opposed to marrying into the family and all that. But so that's the general premise of it. We basically abridged the hell out of it, and we within the first 30 seconds, we basically the first thing you see in our episode is just black screen with white text and my voice in a British narrator voice saying, somewhere at the bottom of the Seto Inland Seas. And then you see Nagasumi, who's voiced by me, running like hell, going, oh god, why? Being chased by all these Yakuza people whose screaming and yelling has been replaced by the iconic sound from South Park of the South Park citizens going, rabble, 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 rabble. Well, he tries to he tries to pull on a sliding door. Obviously, it's not going to open. When it actually does open, the room is flooded with water. He winds up getting pulled into another room outside of the flood by Sun, and right at around the 30-second mark, is where he's just like, he looks at her and is like, thanks, you saved my life again. And we had it set up so that she acts like, okay, you need to do me. And you see her just basically go onto the floor. And he's just sitting there going, and then as a further joke, when it finally comes up and says, give me a second here. So I'll play this little sound bite. Picking up right where Nagasumi, like he literally just got told, okay, you need to let's get this done. You need to me right now, and he's just standing there going, and it's me voicing Nagasumi. Son was voiced by my friend Rachel. But I'm going to start with the moment Nagasumi stands there and goes, and then it'll cut into the. I'm only going to play the audio, but um, uh, it'll it'll play the music from that we used for the opening, and it's a very short one. So we thought it would fit, of course, for obvious reasons. So enjoy this. What the hell happened there?
Now, so let's boy.
My Bride is a Mermaid Abridged. Yeah, of course, the obvious joke was to throw in that small snippet of the instrumental of Under the Sea. So, of course, we were going to take that and run with it. I think it's still one of my favorite short opening intros of all time. Well, other than the Spaceballs one I use on this stream, but it just it fits so well, and I don't understand why it actually does. But after that particular moment, we basically start at the beginning, and we recap how everything got to that point. And then once it catches up, of course we just kind of pick up from where we left off. Excuse me. And of course, play through the rest of it. We did get some comments on it. We posted it. We were going to call ourselves KTK Abridgetainment, which should for our the KTK stood for the initials for our nicknames: Crazercap, Torquelock, and Keldor. Torquelock being my friend Glenn, and Keldor being my friend Adam. And if you want to check out the episode, it's out there. Just search for KTK Abridgetainment. It's called My Bride is Abridged, Episode 1, The Proposal. My Bride is a Mermaid Parody. We've had some comments on it, and people were like, one person 4 years ago said, most of the voice acting was decent in this one. Good job. Somebody quoted the episode saying, I did tell you, don't you listen? And then they said, my life in one fucking sentence. I know this is late, but I saw the comment earlier. Don't worry about the negatives, blah, blah, blah. Sorry I couldn't get past the tin can on a string equipment. Yeah, that was understandable. We weren't working with high-end equipment on at that time. I just simply had like a generic PC microphone. I didn't have like this higher end stream mic that I have now. One person had even commented at one point saying, I want to see more episodes. And there were more episodes planned, but obviously we were saying that we wanted to do more, but at the time we wanted to try to get better equipment in order to do that. And you never know, maybe we go back and maybe once the pandemic is over and I can hang out with my friends a bit more without the fear of the pandemic screwing things up as bad as they do. maybe we get together and we start doing episode 2 and work our way through. but that was the first big one that we did, was My Bride is a Mermaid Abridged, or rather, My Bride is Abridged. So, but there were a lot of, and I'll admit there were a lot of good entries in that Teba contest. There was one I still remember, even right now to this day, where it was a Gundam Wing abridged episode, and during that first battle with Hiro, in that moment, just moments after he blew up those 2 Aries in one shot with the Buster rifle, where normally you would have seen him, go, with his eyes closed, laughing with a big smile and all that. It caught me off guard. It just sounded so freaking hilarious. What these guys did, they just had Hiro go, yay! And it just froze for a second on that smile, and all you just hear is, yay! But yeah, I'm like, I giggled at it. I'm just like, that is completely not Hiro at all. And I think that's kind of what made it even funnier, because it's like, okay, this is not Hiro. This is the complete opposite, where Hiro is just like cold and unemotional, and this version of Hiro is just like not. So we had fun participating in Teba, and unfortunately we didn't get to make it through, of course. But and then here we are a few years later. They've been doing Now Voice This, and I've done Now Voice This. Like I said, they've gone through 7 seasons of it. I've participated in 6. I was there from the very first one, and the only one I've ever skipped was the 5th one. I thought about participating in it, but at the same time I went, you know what? Meh. But oh my goodness. Oh heavens, it's getting to be late, isn't it? This one actually sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna thumbs up. I'm gonna give it thumbs up. I can say that there is something else coming to the channel here soon. So when I stream through Streamlabs. I have my own account with them. I pay for the what is it, like the $20 a month Prime subscription for Streamlabs or whatever they have. And one of the things that I had no idea Streamlabs could do it for so long was you could create your own merch store. So that, like, let's say, and I know obviously right now with only one lousy frickin' viewer every time, at most average. Let's say, for example, I decide, let's say something happens and I just all of a sudden start clicking with people. People come in, they start following, they start subscribing, and the next thing you know, and I'm not trying to brag or sound cocky or anything like that. Maybe I become the next Markiplier or something. I actually have a Streamlabs merchandise store with my logo, with my new Chibi logo, with the Gundam, with the little Gundam horn and everything. The normal Crazer Cab logo where it just says Crazer Cab, everything. I have started putting stuff on that store. I don't expect anyone to buy anything. It's there in case if something like that does happen where, for some odd reason, people seem to all of a sudden discover me and they go, huh, I like it. I'll come and hang out. And I'm not expecting to be the next Jacksepticeye or H2O Delirious or Markiplier or whoever. Trust me, I'm not. But if something like that, if like a miracle should happen, where that sort of thing would happen, I actually have my own Streamlabs merchandise store that people can just immediately go, oh, he's got a Streamlabs merch. And they can go buy jackets and shirts and hats and things. And I'm actually coming up with ideas for the store. Like one of the things that you can actually buy is that you can put on there is like art prints. And I thought, well, considering I do sketch art from time to time, maybe if I drew like sketch art, like not of like a specific character from an existing video game or anime or something that would be copyright protected, sort of thing. I just create my own sketch of maybe I draw me, maybe I draw my fiance or just someone random. What I can do is I can draw it here on stream, work on it and color it and highlight and shade it and everything. And then when it's done, upload it to Streamlabs and put it out there as prints so that, anybody who would happen to come in here, and I'm going to adjust this a little bit. There, now I'm a little more centered. So that anybody who might come in here, there we go, maybe wanting to, who sees, hey, he drew this awesome sketch. Now you can find that sketch in my Streamlabs merch. And you can be like, yeah, this is awesome. I freaking saw him draw this. I think it's cool. I want to buy I want to buy a print of it. Well, go to my Streamlabs store. It's there. Boom. Done. Print it or go there and order it and it'll get shipped to you and it'll be friggin', I think that'd be a great way to do it, But that kind of leads up to the next part. So one of the things that you can do is, much like a lot of my friends in the Iowa Gundam builders, they have stickers for their streams, like Commander Lunchbox, Dwimmerling, Mage and Viper, all those guys. Streamlabs has stickers, and I basically took my logo, the logo that you see in my current intro, where it's the Chibi Me sitting on top of the Crazy Cap logo, and I created that as a sticker. I ordered at least 15 of them. One of them, of course, I'm going to keep for myself, one or two. But coming up here soon, if I can start getting more people, I'm going to start doing giveaways. I also got a Crazy Cap t-shirt with the same image, Chibi Me sitting on top of the Crazy Cap logo. So that I can sit here and I can promote myself with my, wearing my own merch. You guys will be like, oh, that's so cool. He's wearing his own shit. So, didn't we hear this already? Okay, I'm getting awfully sick of the limited number of songs on here because of YouTube mode. Personally, I think I'm just about done with the stream for the night anyway. It's just after midnight here in the state of Iowa. But yeah, I've got my own Streamlabs merch store now. I am also working on, I don't know how I'm going to handle it just yet, but I do have a Discord in the works. I've had one in the works for a while. I just don't know how exactly I'm going to build it as of yet. But if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to reach out and on my Twitter and say, "Hey, here's what you should do for your Discord." And if it's a great idea, maybe I'll find a way to work it in. If not, so be it. But eventually, I'll introduce that as well, so that if y'all want to chill out in Discord or whatever, you can totally do that. Let's see. I've already got text channels for like just general Minecraft, Among Us, Gunpla, cosplay, voice channels for Among Us, general Minecraft, Twitch stream, shit like that. But it's definitely still something that's in the works. Aside from everything else, PC upgrades and such. Once I've got, like I said before, now that they've approved, the House at least has passed the $1,400 shit. Once the Senate gets that done and I get mine, I know exactly what I'm doing with it. New friggin' graphics card. You bet your bottom dollar, buddy. I'm gonna friggin' buy myself a new graphics card, get that bad boy installed, and we're gonna be flying. I'm gonna be able to stream and game at the exact same time with all the games I've got. That'll be so that you guys can see more than just Among Us or Halo, or me trying to play on friggin' Bravely Default and shit. But so keep your eyes peeled for that, everybody. As always, I always recommend, if you're on Twitch, follow and or subscribe. Definitely donate, because as I said before, and if you're on YouTube, it's subscribe and donate, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to oh crap. Give me a second. Let me find this. Donation history. Oh heavens. That's I'm going to share this with you guys so that everybody can see it, because I'm dual streaming right now, so I don't want just the Twitch guys to see it. If you're watching on YouTube or watching the replay on YouTube, you can see this as well. But there it is. If you ever feel like you want to donate, there's the link right there. Streamlabs.com/CrazerCap. You can donate whatever you like. All proceeds that are donated to me through that or through Twitch subscriptions or what have you goes right back into my stream to improve upon it in whatever way I can. Upgrades to my PC, more games to buy, more model kits to build on stream for you guys, stuff for my cosplay project. I know you guys have probably seen my Ghostbusters Proton Pack. It can go towards stuff like decorating the room a bit better, adding more neon lights behind me, whatever it might be. It goes towards improving the stream. So, not to mention the fact, down there, You see where it says Mr. Feeney donated $5? That has been there for well over a year. Nobody has dethroned that man. While I appreciate $5 from Mr. Feeney way back when, I think it's time we get. I think it's time we replace that name eventually. So, um, so anybody that's watching, even if you're just watching the replay, the video on demand, either on YouTube or Twitch, you can go to my Streamlabs donation page at the link in the chat there, and even if I'm not online, just donate. It should come up, the next time I stream that, hey, so and so donated, is the most recent donator and all that. So, should being the key word. I've never actually had that happen. I would assume it would just pick up on who last donated. But yeah, so let's see if we can get Mr. Feeney out of the donation box one of these days. But oh heavens! So just to recap the night, we started off hoping to play Pokemon Y, celebrate Pokemon Day, 25th anniversary, but due to issues with the software I was using to wirelessly stream my 3DS to, it wasn't working. Every time I went right into Pokemon Y, it would disconnect from the internet. And I needed to stay connected to the internet in order to do it. So we opted to switch. We rebooted the stream so that we were doing Bravely Default, continuing with Bravely Default in honor of the fact that Bravely Default 2 came out just yesterday. Well, actually now 2 days ago, because it's now Sunday here. So we played through the rest of the introductory chapter and got just saved right there at that first moment in chapter 1, which is called Sit and Stay Our Trick. We will pick that up and run with it again later on, and that'll be another wonderful project to chip at throughout the year, is getting through Bravely Default and then through Bravely Second. But the big one, of course, is the Metal Gear Solid. As I mentioned before, once we get through Metal Gear Solid 2, which will probably be done on my Xbox, whether I bring it up here and hook it in to my computer, or whether I just go straight to my Xbox, hook up a camera and say, hi, here I am, streaming from my Xbox. Either way, we're going to get it done. And then once that's done, we should be able to do Metal Gear Solid 3 off of this, because truth be told, well, as long as there's no software issues with it, like we had with Pokemon Y today, but I actually have on this 3DS, they have a ported version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater called Metal Gear Solid 3D. It's the same game, it's just ported over and reworked a little bit for the 3DS. So we'll probably play it off of this, because it's the current version I have. And then once that's done, I do have Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain installed on this computer. Now by then, I guarantee you I will have a newer video card. So we won't have to worry so much about, oh no, it's choppy and laggy and all that crap. So, but needless to say, I think, and normally I'm playing music here, but since I'm dual streaming, I'm better off. The Pretzel Rocks app has a thing called YouTube Safe Mode or something like that that allows you to play stuff that's not only safe on Twitch but safe on YouTube. And apparently the selection is that no matter what station I listen to is very, very frickin' little, small. Is there even anything in function? Apparently there is. I guess, but I think what I'll do for you guys, let me see if she is still live right now. Because I know my fiance was streaming. Let's see if she is still on. Because if she is, I think what we'll do is yep, she is still playing Valheim with some of her old RuneScape friends. From the looks of it, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready and no, that's not what I want. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go raid her in just a moment once the song is over. And you guys can go and check her out. She's and my fiance, her Twitch name is Floofy Wolfie. She is currently working on trying to reach affiliate, so make sure that you guys treat her nicely and give her a follow like you guys would with me. She's playing a game called Valheim that some of her old RuneScape friends introduced her to. She's been chipping away at that, I think, most of the night. So we're going to go ahead and send you guys over to her and enjoy. Oh, hold on. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.